Hi, Z-Fam Mama, and I just wanted to come today and I'm going to show you a little bit of role playing on discipline. I did a blog post, but I want to do a video to kind of show what I'm talking about. So I'm going to introduce my two actors who have actually done this in the past, so it should be pretty easy. Come on over. This is my son, Dallas.
Hi.
And this is my daughter, Grace. Can you say hello?
Hello.
So they are 2.5 years apart. So you can imagine if any of you have children who are 2.5 years apart, or 3 years apart, or 5 years apart, or a year apart, how fun it is for children to get along. Not always. So anyways, I want to talk to you a little bit about different ways of disciplining. I don't believe there's just one set way. I do believe in spanking. I do believe in timeouts. I do believe in warnings and discussions. And well, there's all kinds of discipline, right? So you find what works for you and your child for that certain situation. So I'm going to use these two to start out. So let's say Dallas hit Grace, right? And Grace hit Dallas back, right? So what I do is I come to them and I let them know hands are not for hurting, they're for loving. So one of the things I do is we discuss what happened, why are we using our hands, and how we can handle that situation differently. So maybe something Grace said irritated Dallas. He could use his words instead of his hands to her. So normally they're pretty upset with each other at this point by the time I come to them. And I say, okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to talk about it, get each other's sides of the story. And then what do?
Hug.
And say sorry, right? So when I say, okay, you need to say sorry to each other and give a hug. Let's show your first type of hug you two do normally when you just don't. And I say, no, that's a half hug. I want to see a hug that says, I love my sister and I love my brother. So show me a real hug. And they stand like this for a few minutes if necessary, or longer, or it's just a few seconds. Now, that's one of the ways that I believe in disciplining. Now, I'm going to use your hand since you're older. Let's say Dallas is a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old, and there's something that he goes to touch that's a no-no. I take his hand away. Dallas, no. Go to touch it again. Dallas, I said no. Go to touch it again. No, Dallas. I didn't hurt you, right? And I spank him enough that there's a shock on his face. I also believe in lip thumping. Oh, I wouldn't really do it to you right now, would I? Thump their lips right there. Boom. Do that so they feel that in there. The spank on the butt. I'm going to use you because you're old enough. Normally it's a spank. She's laughing right now. That is the same type of spank I would give when she's in trouble. The difference is she knows I'm serious. So when she's in trouble, that spanking is not about the spanking. It's about punishment. And they have to know that there are consequences for their actions. But again, you have to do it age appropriate. This little guy, my most stubborn child, you could put him in timeout, and I kid you not, I go back to him, a minute for every minute, a minute in timeout for every year of their age. So he was 2 years old. He's sitting in timeout. I go to him 2 minutes later. Dallas, why are you in timeout? Dallas, why are you in timeout? Okay, come back. 5 minutes later. Dallas, why are you in timeout? Don't know. Okay, literally, he sat for 30 minutes as a 2-year-old. I went to him and 30 minutes later and I said, Dallas, are you ready to tell me why you're in timeout? And he said, yes. And I said, why are you in timeout? I hit my brother. Okay, you need to go say you're sorry to your brother, give him a hug, and don't hit your brother again. So I know there are like the basic guidelines. 2 minutes for a 2-year-old. Do what your child needs. This kid's very strong-willed child. So if you have one of those, don't do 2 minutes because it's probably not going to make a difference. What other ways do we discipline around here? We do timeouts. I do believe in taking things away, but never something that's of a security to them. They have blankets, pacifiers, blue stuffed animal.
I have a doll.
You have a doll. And I would never take those things that are security for them. I would never take that away. But you take other things away. Find what makes them tick. Find this one, books. I had to take books from him. He hated when I took books away from him. So again, your children are never too young. Okay, maybe a little too young. 6 months and on, you can start disciplining when they're starting to crawl around and grab things, but they're never too old to discipline. My son last year, who's 16 now, lied to me. He got a thump in the lips. It shocked him. He thought I was going to take a video game away from him. Nope, I popped his little lips and I said, don't lie to me. He hasn't lied to me since then, and I hope he'll never lie to me again. But do what works for you, and know that spanking, tapping on the hand, thumping the lips, timeouts, these are all okay. Never abuse your kids. I would never tell anybody to do that. But I'm telling you what, a swift spanking to the booty doesn't hurt. So, I think that's about it. Any other discipline I do? That's about it, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for being here to help me out, guys. So thanks for watching. Give me a like down below if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.